Yep, HB old. It was terrible. I was crying at how terrible HBO was. HBO, all the announcers, they need to fire Harold Letterman. They need to fire everybody there. That was the worst commentary I've ever heard for a boxing fight. I didn't know if I was watching a fight or a Manny Pacquiao documentary. That's how terrible it was. If you don't believe me, wait till they replay this fight. You're gonna say, "Oh my God, this is like the Manny Pacquiao show." And featuring Timothy Bradley. It was horrible. The first fight, they had Ramirez versus Manny Perez. Manny Perez tried his best, but Ramirez is just too big, too strong, just completely dominated him. Then after that, they had after that fight, they had the other fight, the other Ramirez fought, and he beat Arthur Abram. But before that, you know, I want to talk about the Granovich fight. That was what was next. Velez just gave him the worst beating I've ever seen Granovich take in a fight. He kept getting caught with counter left hooks and kept getting turned, and he really got a style because they had a battle. He didn't like the fact that Granovich was calling him, they were calling him the Mexican Russian and all that, how he was using Mexico to build himself up, and he's a Russian, so he took to offense to him, and he said, "I'm gonna show you what a real Mexican can do," and he did. He boxed the snot out of him and knocked him out and stopped him. So I appreciate that. That was the best fight of the night. Arthur Abram versus Ramirez. We finally got to see what Ramirez could do going late in the rounds. He hurt Arthur Abram in like a third with a wild right hand when Arthur Abram was off balance, but you could tell a younger Arthur Abram would have probably took Ramirez out in those late rounds. He just couldn't do it no more, and the time is coming past. Which brings us to the main event, the Manny Pacquiao Fest versus Timothy Bradley. In the beginning, Timothy Bradley was doing great, despite of what the commentary was saying. Timothy Bradley was boxing and turning Manny Pacquiao. Fight was going pretty much Tim Bradley's way. The two knockdowns is what really turned the fight around, because the first knockdown, which was a slip, was called a knockdown to help out, you know, Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao showed that he's done and that it's time for Manny Pacquiao to retire. He was not as active. He was afraid to come in a lot, and he was off balance, but he's like the old veteran fighter who still has that pop. And late in the round, you know, when Tim was completely dominating the round, he landed a monster left hand. And I knew Tim was hurt from the shot. I was like, ooh, that's a monster. Then the other one was just academic. It just caught him when he was off balance and pushed him down. That wasn't really the knockout punch. It was the punch before that. That left hand rocked him. Like in the 9th round, that was like a thunder shot. Wow, because Tim got lured to sleep because he was having so much success against Manny Pacquiao. Bradley came back, scored a big round before that, but it's more cuffing shots because he doesn't use his body to throw punches. So that's why he doesn't get any power. So therefore, you know, that's how it was. But the decision came down. Pacquiao had like two rounds where he just gave it up because he had 2 knockdowns, and the decision came out 116-110 on all 3 cards. You know, the guest list has been compiled so that he go out in style. You know, they wanted to send Manny out with a victory, and they did Tim wrong, and I just felt the 2 knockdowns, there's too much to overcome. But listen to the commentary. It was the worst commentary I've ever heard in my life. It was the worst I've heard from Roy Jones, Max Kellerman. Everybody was equally terrible tonight. They tried to, when Tim Bradley was dominating the fight, they tried to make Manny Pacquiao arm injured. Pacquiao's arm looked hurt. Did it look hurt to you? I think it's hurt. How you gonna tell somebody their arm is hurt because of the way they moving? He's trying to throw a feint. If you know anything about boxing, that's Manny Pacquiao. He's done that his entire career, tried to feint with the shoulder. So that's what he tried to do. He's feinting. They trying to make an excuse for him already. Oh, his right arm, there's nothing was wrong with his right arm in the first place. I mean, these people just don't understand that we are not that stupid no more. That we have the internet. We can find out what's going on in a matter of a dime dropping on the floor. So for us to see this criminal action by HBO, they deserve to be folding. I think, what's her name? Ross, she's gone now. They just fired her like today, or she just had to step down. HBO's folding. And they hoping Manny come back to save the network. But I hope he retire, and then I hope that network folds up the way it's supposed to. Because all they got is Manny. That's why they kissing his butt so royally tonight. And now that it's done and it's gone, now let's see what he got. Let's see what they got now. Nothing. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. If you thought Manny Pacquiao looked outstanding tonight, you need to have your eyes checked right away and go into a mental facility, because he looked terrible tonight. He looked really terrible. And if you think that kind of guy, that type of Manny Pacquiao could beat a Floyd Mayweather, you really in trouble. He wouldn't beat half of the good fighters in the sport. He looked like trash tonight, and they just praised him all night long. He had that one left hand in the 9th round, and they gave it to him. Can you believe it? I'm like, my goodness, they act like he dominated the entire fight. They tried to score a slip, a knockdown. Tony Weeks should be ashamed of himself. But hey, they did what they supposed to do. Take care of their cash cow. It was horrendous. And I will never pay for a Manny Pacquiao pay-per-view in my life. And this here was a terrible performance. Terrible performance by Manny Pacquiao. It was not an exciting night. He did nothing and got praised for it. Watch the replays on HBO. Watch it for free. It'll be on Facebook. Somebody have it online. I will never pay to see him, so I hope he's gone. Just like tonight, I will not pay to see him. I'm out.